Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly.
So my best friend was going to take me to the zoo today, but we both overslept. However, Ebony K. Williams is on DJ Ritchie Sky talking about her version of the events of what happened between her and Ramona Singer on Housewives of New York. I knew she was going to have something to say, and shout out to DJ Ritchie Sky for getting this interview. I'm going to give you my interpretation. So we open the episode with her book, Bet on Black, which is coming out, which is about our relationship with our blackness versus the world relationship with our blackness. And it just sounds good and uplifting. I might read it. I probably will listen to it. I like her voice, so I can see her doing a good audio book. So Ritchie says, I'm interested in behind the scenes because you know Ramona got on Carlos Queen's podcast and said it was your fault we didn't get the next season of Housewives of New York. It was your fault we didn't get a reunion, and you lied about me being a racist, prejudiced, classist, egregious, and an all-around harpy of a heifer. Wait, hold on. Ebony, you still owe Sally Mae? I'm sorry, but that rich man whose penthouse you was living in, the first thing I would have had him do was take care of that. So Ebony said to maintain the integrity of the investigation, it should have remained private. She don't know why Ramona ran and told that on herself. Ramona wants any excuse to say, I'm not racist, look. That's why she said it. We don't buy it, but you know, her cohort honkerts will. She said, tell the whole story, heifer. Stop half-assing it. There were apparently 2 investigations into Ramona before Ebony's, but Ebony started when someone from production told her after Luann kicked her out of her house on the Hamptons trip, Ramona said, that's why we shouldn't have black people on the show. You don't get Ramona, you don't get a term of endearment from me. Fuck you. Ebony said it wasn't actually production, it was someone close to production, aka a shit-starting assistant or a messy makeup lady. She also said, I didn't even find this information out until summer 2021, mid-airing of the season, like we had already wrapped. Ebony said, I started my documentate. I had seen how Ramona act with Black Senior Production. I had just seen things around set, and whoever told me that, in the words of Dustin Ross, told her that for a reason. Maybe they was gonna set her up at the reunion. See, Ramona's hair people don't like her. She said I had a log for the whole cast. I'm like Alicia Keys, but I ain't gonna keep your secrets in this diary. I will tell your racist business. So she took her dossier to HR and they had a conversation, and HR said, okay, we're gonna find out if this is true or not. So the investigation was rendered inconclusive, meaning they couldn't definitively prove that she said it, but they believe Ebony enough to not say it. She ain't say that shit. So nobody would say they heard it. Basically, everybody got scared of Ramona and nobody would fess. So this was resolved inconclusive in mid-August. This is why the reunion was delayed. Actually, it may not have been why the reunion was delayed, because Ramona had an investigation in early to mid-October and in November, and the October one was corroborated for anti-blackness. And they were filming through these investigations, so why couldn't they film during the reunion too? So production had been complaining about Ramona's anti-blackness. That's who lodged the first 2 complaints. However, Heather Thompson said she did think she heard Ramona say, this is why we shouldn't have black people on the show. So they reopened the investigation. DJ Ritchie Sky said, so did that put the nail in the coffin for the reunion? And Ebony said probably, because it became loud and public. So they opened the investigate again. Ebony said, I didn't say nothing. I let them do their own work. Because Heather said, I stand by my word, but she was the only one. They still couldn't do much with it. What? Ramona said the N-word to a senior producer? Ooh, now I see why Ebony's like, why would you mention this? Bravo is keeping your secrets, but if I ain't. Ramona Singer used the N-word. I mean, who's surprised? But why is Bravo hiding? See, now I'm mad at Bravo. Ooh, girl, Bravo is about to be lit up. They thought they was going to have a peaceful October weekend. Oh, hell no. Why? Why not just get rid? Well, that's why they got rid of the whole franchise. Now we know. Ain't going to be no legacy. Carlos King, you look like a Carlos raccoon. Where's your thick tongue have to tie now? And Ebony was your first guest, wasn't she? See, you just can't have certain honkers on your show.
And I don't really.
Oh my gosh. This is funny. So DJ Ritchie Sky asked, how did you maintain your relationship with her while all this was hitting the net? And she said, I can keep it surface. And she said she didn't know me well, and that was a fact. One of the few facts she mentioned in the interview. See, Ebony, we needed this on the show. Where were you with this? She said Luann didn't like me because I was black. She didn't like me because I was beautiful and intelligent. Luann can't stand when a woman is just as good, if not better, than her. She gets real insecure. I mean, Luann, I saw you in real life. You may have been beautiful once upon a midnight dreary, but you're not hideous. But what world you living in? She said the real issue was the why they do the show and the why she does the show were in direct opposition of each other. They on to get their check, and they also just care about the ratings. Ebony said they really need to care about advertisers because the brand of the show has deteriorated, while the world has evolved. And it's not just about a small view of white heifers from 68th to 88th on the Upper East Side. Fair, Ebony, people had been saying Ramona was racist and problematic, classist and egregious, and a plain old harpy of a heifer for decades. Even before she got on the show, people in New York didn't like her. The pigeons used to shit on her for sport. Ebony pointed out ratings had been slipping since Bethany left. You ain't gonna put this on me. Ebony said, now Sonja is the smartest out of all of them. She knew if she was going to have a space on this platform for another 4 or 5 years, she would have to expand her mind, her horizons, and educations to include inclusivity. DJ Ritchie Sky asked, so was Sonja more woke than Leah? Tell us the real tea, because it looked like Leah was Sister Soul. And how did you find out you weren't in the group chat? She said, oh, Sonja told me. A real one. She wasn't even supposed to be brought on to the show through Leah. She thinks Leah just was looking out for number one. Oh, she said Leah looked at it as black proximity is profitable, so let me sell this streetwear. And also Leah thought that she would be the new queen bee. And that's why the heifers had issues with her. It's the old guard refusing to turn it over to the new. Yeah, those are some cranky crones. Ebony said, and the old guard is vulnerable because of their huge paychecks and inability to deliver. What they gonna do with them? They're gonna put them on legacy for pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. Sonja will take it and be grateful to get it. Ebony breaking it down, she said you should have been looking at coasting at maybe $600,000 for the next couple of seasons while you let the new guard come in and play their supporting cast. Sonja called Ebony, she said, when I look at the magazines, I don't see white women on the cover no more. She said, so when they all found out that the show was being split up, she was like, okay, I ain't gonna be on this no more. Ebony said, I was getting my book deal together, my next gigs together. Ramona, you are let go. You are fired. I just told everybody you said the N-word. So you need to get ready to go to work too whenever what white woman capacity you can figure out to do so. Her Ramona impression of why does it have to be a black Shabbat? Ebony has been waiting to eat Ramona up, and I'm telling you, she is gnawing down to the bone. Because racism and anti-Semitism shake hands. But Ramona don't know that. And it's Ramona doesn't want to know that. All right, well, that was the episode, so I'm going to see you soon for something.
Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly, allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly.